I hope you had a comfortable journey, Mr. Vame. And we received your email about the formation of alliance. Can you please elaborate on your proposition? It's very interesting.
Thank you, Mr. John. We've been doing some research on Abbott recently, and we've identified that you've been on an acquisition spree lately, and it shows that you're planning growth for your company as well, and that's pretty much what our plan is. So, based on that, we have come up with some propositions for you. We were thinking of tapping into the Indian market with our blood gas analyzers, and we know that you're the market leader in that particular geography. So we might need some assistance in that particular area from you. And one other thing that we might need from you is microbiology. We want to do some joint R&D with you in that particular area. If you think that this is a good proposition, then we can move further. Like, we can actually go ahead with our discussion, and I can tell you what our company can offer you, what we have, which can be valuable for your business if you like to.
Sure, actually, it's a pretty interesting topic which you have actually brought me into. So, Mr. Vamik, what can you offer us?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked, sir. Well, you know that you are, everyone knows that you're number one in India when it comes to drugs. And your revenues are big and they're growing, and that's a good sign as well. So, we were thinking it will be very valuable for you now, at this point of stage, that you need to cut down on your wastes. And we have something that can actually make this possible for you. So it's called DBS. It's a system that we acquired through Danaher, which is our parent company. And this system ensures that all your processes are as lean as possible, and you cut down on waste in every single department you have, whether it be your HR, your marketing, supply chain, or anything. So what we plan to do is that our teams will go to India over there, and they will help you cut down on all of the waste in every single department that you have. And to prove, just to prove the viability of this particular system, I can share some details of our own company. After the implementation of this system, our time to market went down from 18 to 4 days, and our sales grew by about 8% per annum, which was twice the rate of the market. And our operating margins, they grew from 20% to 30%, which again shows the heaps of cost savings that we can do from this particular system. So you're big in revenues. I think it's time for you to become more and more efficient, and we can actually prove it to you if you allow us to do so.
So my understanding here is, Mr. Vamik, that you want to enter Indian market, you want to make my daily operations lean and efficient. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much our goal. And to this, we need some help from you as well. We want our blood gas analyzers to be sold in the Indian market, both in the POC, and which is the point of care, and also the physician's office laboratories in India, and we need help in that.
It's a massive chain, Mr. Vamik. I hope you realize it.
Of course we do, sir. And but as mentioned earlier, it has already worked for us, and we have successfully implemented this in our offices in Europe as well as in the United States. So you don't have to worry about it. Our teams will come to India and make sure that this happens across Abbott's operations, and we'll make sure it works for you, so you don't have to worry about anything.
Mr. Vamik, I like the sound of it. So my understanding is you want access to microbiology sector of ours. Am I correct?
Partially. What we're planning is that our scientists work with your scientists, and when it comes to microbiology, we think that this can be a revolutionary technology when it comes to diagnostics. Through microbiology, we can produce highly reliable products and services that can make accurate and reliable results for the doctors and the patients to use. So what we want to do is that our scientists work with your scientists, and we create new diagnostic products which can benefit both of us. So we are actually planning for a win-win solution over here, rather than just us getting microbiology from you.
Win-win, Mr. Vamik. I hope you realize that microbiology sector is of around $5.6 billion, and we are among the pioneers in microbiology sector. That is, we have a good share. Do you think, how do you explain win-win situation in that scenario?
Well, I agree, and that's why we have something to offer to you as well for this particular option. So you know Roche, they're a drug company, and from our research, they required venom diagnostia, and that company provided Roche with blood coagulation diagnostics that are designed to identify which drug should be prescribed to a patient needing blood coagulation medications. So they've actually combined the drug business with the diagnostic business, and they're actually growing in that particular area. So you don't have blood coagulation. We do. We can help you in that particular area, and our diagnostics can actually prescribe your medications, because our research also shows that individual responses to drugs varies widely when it comes to this particular area. So this can be really beneficial for your business as well.
Very interesting point which you have pointed out, Mr. Warmick, and I really admire the homework which you have done here. But I have a simple question for you. As you have been talking about the coagulation market, which is roughly 1.1 billion, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, and you have a market of flow cytometry that's around 1 billion.
I completely understand, and I agree with that point. But you do know that this is not just about blood coagulation, it's also beneficial for your drugs business, because individual response to the drugs varies widely, and from our research it shows that improving the assessment of the patient's platelets through blood coagulation is currently a significant unmet need for hematologists, cardiologists, and anesthetists. So we believe that this opens the door to more individualized healthcare, if you know what I mean.
Mr. Warmick, you actually made a fair point, but still I don't find it as a fair deal.
Okay. Well, Roche, your major competitor, who is in diagnostics and also a drug company, and also Siemens, that's a big giant as well, which competes with you. So they both are fully equipped when it comes to cell analysis, and from our knowledge, you only have hematology. You don't have blood coagulation, neither do you have flow cytometry. We have both of them. So how about this? When our scientists work together in regards to microbiology, they can also work together for these two areas, for blood coagulation and flow cytometry, and maybe you might be able to develop the technology in the future ahead. Does that make sense to you?
Okay, Mr. Warmick, what about this? You provide us the DBS, and we will help you penetrate into the Indian market with your blood gas analyzer. We will be more than happy to sign a 5-year contract of joint R&D in the field of microbiology, which is a win-win situation for both of us.
True.
But for that, we would require full access for blood coagulation and flow cytometry right away. How about that?
Well, that's something that we didn't plan, but yeah, I can go back and discuss the same with my shareholders, and if they're willing to go with it, I'm more than happy to sign a deal. I guess then we have an accord?
Yeah, sure it is.